Alright YouTubers, so this is a unboxing, take two. Previously recorded this, had some issues with the camera as far as the temperature of the video goes, so turned out basically the wrong look to it. Couldn't fix it in editing, so we're going to start pretty much from over. I want to talk about the features of this case. This is a HEC HX210, I believe. If I screwed that up, it'll be in the title. You know, I just opened a really awesome case, mid-tower, deep cool, Matrix 55, at least for the money. And this one here is not going to be as good, unfortunately. From the pictures it looks good, but the reality is it's just not going to be as good. Damn, I get it out of here. This is one of those ones where you wish you could send it back without them charging you like 15-20% plus shipping fees. But hey, maybe not. Alright, let's see here. So, yeah, and I only say that because that other case was so awesome. I want to buy two of them. And basically take some of my other cases and do something with them. Alright, so let's get the camera going here so we can see this good. Now, we need a little more light. I think we need more light, folks. Alright, so you can see there is a, where the Matrix 55 had a nice glass to it. This is, you know, some kind of plexiglass or plastic. And it's got a film over it. So really, it's kind of hard to tell how nice it looks. I would take the film off, but it's going to sit around for a while probably. So because of that, I don't think I want to do that at the moment. Now on the front, let's talk about the features of this. So this is a mini tower, okay, and this will hold micro ATX. It may hold ITX. Not so sure about that. Some of the boards, the other deep cool case I thought about getting does micro and ITX. So this one possibly could. Now you've got on the top here, we've got USB 2.0, and the light is not shining right. Then we've got the headphone, microphone, another USB 2.0, which is like, why not put a 3.0 up there? Then the reset button, and then the power. On this side is the single USB 3.1. Now, of course, you know, with the USB headers and your motherboard, depending on how many USBs it has on it, pretty much, you know, limited to 10, right? So this means to really maximize this, you would need a card reader that's got a USB to get that additional one, because most of the micro ATX boards only have 4 USBs. 6 USBs, usually 2 2.0s and 4 3.1s. So this cuts you short by one of those, right? So you're at 9. Now let's see. Let's take a look inside the case. Bring our light over. Obviously, it looks like we can fit in a probably at least a 3.5-inch drive. Maybe might be able to put a 2.5-inch in there. Of course, on the wall, without having these in front of me. These look like places for 2.5-inch hard drives or 2.5-inch SATA 3 solid state drives. So not a, you know, these mini towers don't have a lot of room in them, which I'm not super fan of this size. Obviously people desire to have smaller computers, and though at this house we've got one full size, so I'm going to take this other side off so you can see it. Okay. Alright, with a little light, I'll bring the light around. So opportunities to run your cables through there. It's not the deepest cavity on the cover plate there, or the side plate, but it should be enough. It looks like it's slightly indented. I say indented going this way, so between the thickness, the distance from the indentation and the cavity there, you should be able to run plenty of cables through there without worrying about them fitting, and you know, without worrying about putting the side cover back on. Okay, so that's what this side looks like. Plenty of routing. It would appear that you could run your put your motherboard in, and as an afterthought put a real CPU cooler in there instead of using your Intel. Alright, so that's pretty nice. Let's see if I can get these off by hand. Doesn't look like it. And of course there's a screwdriver lying around. We need to get that off so you guys can see it. I'll do that in a moment. Alright, so decent amount of places for drives. You know, for a computer this small, I'm not so sure I would you know, put a lot of drives in it. It's not one of those kind of computers, if you ask me. Plus, you know, solid state's the way to go. So this would appear to be an 80mm fan. It's you know, kind of boring. Has only the single connector there for 3-pin. Now the front does support some other ones, so we'll take a look at that. Of course, this is ATX, you know, ATX style power supply. So one of these big guys, that'll fit in there. And obviously this is going to be the cutout for your connectors that are on your motherboard. Got a few slots here. What do we got? 4 slots total, which is, you know, common for graphics card, Wi-Fi card, things like that. So let me go get a screwdriver so we can take a look at the front. And then I'm going to give you my overall opinion of this case. Alright, so hopefully I remember to edit some of this. So we're also going to look at the wires inside, because not that they're going to be any different from the umpteen million other cases I have that have USB 2.0 and 3.0. Now, of course, if this case did not have a 3.1 USB 3.1 on the front, you would have one less connector in the case, but otherwise they're, you know, since that technology came out, they've pretty much been very similar, right? Alright, so this is definitely cheap plastic. Now, so we'll take this over here. So hard to see it down here, but this is the nice glass that came with the Matrix 55, which was, I think, about the same price, to be honest with you, which is sad. There's another deep cool case that we'll get on the channel that has a real glass face and a glass side, and it's probably a lot nicer. So this looks like a 120 or 140 millimeter fan. The box is so generic, it doesn't tell you. There's no instruction manual that I see. I don't like that, folks. I'll tell you that much right now. Now, looking at the overall build quality, you know, the lines are pretty good. Everything comes together quite well. Honestly, I can't complain about the build quality. It is, you know, cheap aluminum, thin. Not as nice as the last case I did, but for the money, this is probably 25 bucks, 10 bucks more. You got an awesome case if you want a bigger one. But you know, for $25, this ain't bad. And you see that they've already put your offsets in there, at least for let's see, 1, 2. You probably need to put. You might have to put a couple more in there. 4 to hold up a micro ATX board is not enough, so I would think you're going to put at least 2 more in. Now, one thing that we should check is graphics card. I'm sure on the website or even eBay or Newegg, it tells you, but let's grab a graphics card. Alright folks, I'm going to do you a solid. I haven't used that in a while. So if I had a big ass graphics card, like this is a big ass graphics card, okay? GTX 770. Look at that. It will fit, okay? You can get a good sized graphics card in here. Now the question is, you know, coming in an angle is a pain in the butt, but inside the case, almost 13 inches of depth, okay? If your graphics card is 11 inches, you're probably fine. 12, you might be okay. Just so you know, that's pretty good. So let's do overall dimensions. About 14 inches deep by 14 high, and then 6.5 width on it. Okay. What else? What else you guys want to know? Anything else? Let's talk connectors here. Hopefully this is going to come in focus. If it's not, I apologize. So here is your front USB 3.0 or 3.1 Gen 1. Then we've got probably USB 2.0 or the audio. That's HD audio. Okay. Then this guy is definitely the front USB 2.0s. Now, of course, these connectors, I'm not going to call them all out, but you're going to have the HDD LED, you're going to have the power, you're going to have your reset switch, and then you're going to have these guys here, which I don't know why they don't put them together, it drives me nuts. These are your power LED, positive and negative, okay? Very important you connect those correctly. Watch my video that I have out there in case you're not sure how to do it. You don't want to screw those up because the computer won't start up. Okay, the other thing to note is we have a bag of hardware, so we definitely have enough offsets and the right screws to connect or fasten your motherboard to the case. And that is about all, folks. You know, it's okay. If I was to grade this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6, to be honest with you. There's a lot better stuff out there, but that might be a little harsh. I haven't really seen a case I'd give a 10 to. At least it's come through these doors. And even the Matrix one, I would probably give that an 8. So there's still room for improvement. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.